not gonna die.
We'd like to call the meeting to order for the committee of the whole at 6:30, Monday the 13th. Let's start with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make sure everyone has their microphones on and phones off. Thanks. And let's start with roll call, please.
All right, Paul Dwyer.
Here.
Travis Schulze.
Here.
Richard Yarrington.
Present.
John Glenn.
Here.
Shannon Zabinski.
Here.
Mitchell Kale. Patrick Devine.
Here.
Nellie Pater.
Here.
Dean Peterson.
Here.
Thank you. Next item, number 3, approval of the minutes from March 9th, 2026.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They're approved.
I would object.
Okay.
There is an error in the minutes. The meeting for February minutes was tabled.
So, can you say that again? Can you please repeat that?
The minutes
Yeah.
for the February meeting last month was tabled.
For the common council, right, but not committee?
It was tabled at the committee level, committee of the whole, and then was revisited at the council meeting.
So do we have to
The issue is first off,
Motion
is
to
there anybody
reconsider
else?
the previous.
does anybody
Uh-huh.
else?
Issue.
Did you guys already, you didn't vote on the
We didn't
approval of
vote.
Yeah, we
minutes?
did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, point of order, the agenda item is approval of minutes from March 9th, 2026. That motion was put on the floor with a second, correct?
Yes.
And it was voted on. So the March minutes have been accepted.
Then I would move to reconsider because there is an error.
What,
An error with the March minutes?
No, the February minutes.
In point of order, that is not the agenda item. The agenda item is approval of minutes from March 9th, 2026. It sounds like what we have is an agenda item that wasn't included.
No. The agenda item is the March committee report, which is incorrect because it says that the February report was accepted as presented. That's what I'm objecting to. It should be that it was tabled.
Okay, then let's go back to your early statement. When I ask, are you talking about the March minutes? The answer should have been yes, that there's an inaccuracy with the minutes. We had a motion, we had a second. Was any further discussion called by the chair?
Yes.
Okay, and a vote occurred,
Yes.
and the vote happened, and it passed.
Yes.
Then you can bring the issue back by reconsideration. And I would move for
That's on the chair.
reconsideration.
since he voted in the affirmative, he could, but then he's gotta get a second and then a second motion to reconsider.
In the minutes from February, in those minutes from March were approved as well.
So what Alderperson Yarrington is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the minutes from March that were just voted on and accepted by the, are actually not accurate, because they should read that the minutes for February were postponed until March, correct?
No, they were just, were brought back at the council meeting the following week.
Okay, so he's moving for reconsideration. City Attorney, you said there has to be a second.
There has to be a second.
There has been no second, so if there's not a second, Mr. Chair, parliamentary procedure would dictate you move on to the next agenda item.
Well, I'll second it so we can fix it.
So we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion?
what you're looking to approve or change is the approval of minutes of February 9th that they were postponed instead of.
That is correct.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So it was a motion to reconsider, that passed, now we need to make the motion to make that amendment.
So now we're looking for a motion to make the,
I would move to approve the March Committee of the Whole meeting with a correction on the minutes of the February meeting were postponed.
Second.
so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So I'm gonna make a suggestion, instead of asking it for approval, from now on, ask if there is any additions or corrections to the
That
minutes
should
of the
be part
meeting.
of any further discussion. So,
Right.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good.
just say, is there any further discussion, additions, or corrections? And then if there are, it'll bring it to light faster.
That sounds good. Thank you, Richard. Next item, number 4, City Administrator Monthly Report. Or do we do all the reports?
Yeah.
So I'll just read them all off real quick.
Yes.
So number 4, acceptance of reports. Number 4, City Administrator Monthly Report. Number 5, City Clerk Monthly Report. Number 6, City Treasurer Monthly Report. Number 7, Expenditures with Comparison to Budget Report. Number 8, Cash and Investment Schedule. Number 9, Parks and Recreation Program Report. Number 10, Police Department Monthly Report. Number 11, Public Safety Monthly Report. Number 12, Public Works and Utilities Monthly Report. Number 13, Tomah Public Library Monthly Report. Number 14, Senior and Disabled Services Department Monthly Report. Number 15, Zoning Department Monthly Report. Number 16, Greater Tomah Area Chamber of Commerce Monthly Report. And number 17, Tomah Public Housing Authority Monthly Report.
I'll make a motion to approve.
So we have a motion to approve
Second.
reports, and we have a second to approve them. Any further discussion?
Question.
Sure, Alderman Schulze.
On the city administrator monthly report, there is mention of the water rate increase going to PSC for filing. So it seems like we're a little bit behind on that. Just wondering if we have an estimate on the impacted magnitude of that rate increase, and will we see it as a council before it gets filed with the PSC?
So we haven't done a conventional rate case since 2006. And so we had the discussion with Ellers, Public Works and Utilities, and Treasury. That's a very long amount of time. Ordinarily, after about 10 years, the PSC will reach out to us and say, why haven't you filed a conventional rate case? So we're just catching up on that. We are going to file a simplified case at the same time. So that's what we've been doing since 2006. So we'll do that for this year and then next year. As far as the actual rate increase, we're crunching the numbers on that right now. The conventional rate case will be filed, is that next year?
Full year, yes.
Yeah, so that won't take effect until fiscal year 2027. Does that answer the question?
Just the part that I missed is, will we see that before it goes to them or after it goes to them and then back to us for approval?
Typically, the body that has authority, if it needs to go to a body, would be Public Works and Utilities Commission. If by filing the conventional rate case it needs to go to the governing body, then you will see it.
That is all.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Sure, Alderman Arrington.
I got a question for the city administrator. During March, you had several meetings with different identities. Can you enlighten the council into any more detail on several of those meetings, particularly the Enterprise Fleet Management, the Restaurant Development Group, and the Waste Management meetings, without disclosing any confidential information?
The enterprise is just a continuation of what we talked about. What was that, probably 6 months ago? We had the meeting in here, might have been with the committee, it was with the committee in the whole, on their enterprise fleet management program. That's when we did the PowerPoint presentation on there. We had the gentleman from Enterprise provide to us. You all decided not to go with that service because right now in the short, it could provide some short-term relief on the budget, but the long-term projection wasn't clear. So we continue to meet with this gentleman because the markets shift. So we're just trying to get an idea, okay, if we were to enter this program right now, how much money would we get? So that was just a follow-up meeting. The other one you asked about was, did you say restaurant group? Yeah, there is a restaurant group that we are meeting with the group, a private property owner, to try to come to a three-way agreement for them to expand and open a location here.
Would that be a fast food or a full-service restaurant?
Full service. And, well, I'm sorry, Alderperson Archer, what was your third one?
Waste management.
That is a company that doesn't do, it's an organization that has several branches outside of Tomah. They do a very specific part of waste management that would fill a gap that we currently have. They were looking to potentially expand into Tomah, but they've really been conceptual conversations at this point. I don't know, where's Director Lease? Is that fairly accurate? Yeah. So nothing, I don't see that moving forward anytime soon.
There's no interest in the city getting out of the garbage and recycling business?
That is not what this service or this company, well, they do in other areas, but they contacted us about a very niche part of waste management. And opening a location here, not necessarily to provide waste management for our residents, but they also take care of waste management for other areas, and they have access to other landfills besides what we use, the Monroe County. So I guess the best way to describe it is they're offering us a niche service, but they would expand into Tomah because they are waste management wholesalers.
I would say.
I guess that's a good way of putting it. So a lot of the stuff they would be doing here wouldn't even be waste from Tomah. They'd be kind of the middleman taking it to another.
Processing facility for them?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I would go into more detail, but they haven't expanded in, and they're kind of looking to potentially negotiate with the city on incentives and whatnot. So we're not trying to run them off by broadcasting their business, but at the same time, I would say the niche that they're looking to provide for the city, it's not readily apparent what that direct benefit to the taxpayer would be. So, we'll help them open up here in Tomah if they want to, but, we're probably a little more reserved on what the city will provide to them to do it. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
One more comment, not so much a question, but just wanted to publicly thank the clerk and city staff. It seemed like a very well-run, small election, but an election nonetheless. Appreciate them and all the volunteers that stepped up to help make that election a success. Appreciate it.
I got a couple of requests for Justin. Their requests, more than anything. What's the status on the 2025 audit right now? Have the in-house work been done?
They're gonna come out for about one more week, and it hasn't been scheduled yet, but it'd be the next step. They're basically finalizing on the trial balance, getting that fixed, and then after that, it'd be on to fixed assets and accruals. We did the last two like last year.
And the second part is a request. Can you give us an update or preliminary results of the 2025 budget as far as whether we had a surplus or an overrun of expenses versus revenue?
Absolutely.
At the next council meeting?
Yep. I already have it kind of ready for others.
Point of order, Can we get a motion and a vote from the body if we're gonna request the department head to go work on something and report back, Mr. Chair?
Sure. So we're looking for a motion for that? For more work? The treasurer? So seeing none,
You want me to put that in the form of a motion? I will. I would request the treasurer give us a preliminary report on the 2025 budget as far as surplus and negativity.
so we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Question,
Sure.
is that work already being done? And if not, what is the expected workload to put that report together?
By next Monday, I would say it would probably take 2 days, because I would now only I'd have to stop what I'm doing, because right now I'm down one employee right now.
You mean you don't have a record of total income and expenses and where they flush out, plus or minus?
I do, but I would say you want more than just the financial statements. You want a balance sheet, you want a P&L, you
Well,
want.
I'm asking just for a simple report, how did the budget turn out? Were we negative or positive?
Yep, I can pull the
Roughly how
financial
much?
statements, yep. And it'd be the same thing you guys receive, let's say month to month, that'd be just for the 25 altogether. But it'd be preliminary,
Right, because it's unaudited.
yep.
Can you still answer that question?
Yes, I can get it done, and it'd be within that day.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Justin. Any further discussion on the reports?
Yeah, so I've got something, so I asked for that motion because we've talked about this several times. It's been sent out over email and everything else. When we do the monthly reports, if we call a department head up here and individual members are tasking, we just have to remember this is a governmental body. So no individual member carries any sort of tasking authority, only the body can task. And I would just ask to keep in mind operational tempo, organizational chart, command relationships of the department heads, and where they're getting their task and direction from on a daily basis. So it's less about whether or not we have the numbers and can provide them, as much as we've addressed this several times, that per the municipal code, org chart, command relationships, job descriptions, please refrain from tasking individual department heads as they come up without a motion and a vote from the entire body. This will really help maintain efficiency within daily operations. Thanks.
Next item is, request to appear has been made by Isabella Dixon for reconsideration of granting her a beverage operator's license.
I do not see her here.
Is Isabella Dixon here? Isabella Dixon? Isabella Dixon. Isabella Dixon does not appear to be present.
I make a motion to deny.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Yes, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Point of order, the agenda item is to ask us to reconsider. The license has already been denied. I don't know if there's any action needed at all.
Good point, it does say that in the motion. It's already been denied, so.
Yeah.
So
Is this going to be on the council next week as well?
It depends on what you're recommending to uphold the denial, or
I would,
there's a request to appear and then there's no appearance.
She's not here.
So I don't know if we have to do anything.
So she filed a request to reconsider, correct?
Correct.
So that's still on the table whether she appears or not,
Okay.
correct? Now, the fact she didn't appear can certainly go to whether or not you want to entertain it or not. Nellie, older person, Pater, had made the motion to deny it, so
motion to deny and a second.
What I, if I may,
Sure.
I would say, I know in the past, I thought sometimes they came to council and not the committee, and vice versa, so I don't know if maybe that was mixed up with this individual.
I recommended she come to both meetings.
Okay. I would recommend that we keep it on the agenda for the council in case she comes on.
So we have a motion and a second to deny. So any further discussion on that?
Well, we also don't want a negative motion, so.
So,
Correct.
Motion to deny in a second.
yeah. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
So we should do a count. How many ayes? 1, 2, 3, 4 ayes, and how many nays? 1, 2, 3. Oh,
Johnny, got a vote?
I would say, I'll vote deny. So it's denied. So, next item, number 19. Approval of temporary Class B fermented malt beverage and temporary Class B wine license application for Monroe County Support Services for the Budweiser Dairyland Super National Truck and Tractor Pull being held June 24th through the 27th, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve in a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 20, approval of temporary Class B fermented malt beverage and temporary Class B wine license application by Monroe County Support Services for the Monroe County Fair being held July 22nd through the 26th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve in a second. Any further discussion?
Question? I don't see any times on the staff committee report. Are the times that will be open and available the same as last year, changing? Or maybe it's in the
As far as,
application itself?
as far as what terms?
How long they will be serving at the fair?
Mr. Shuck is here.
Mr. Shuck is here,
Ask him.
What was the question?
How long do you, typically, if I remember correctly, the times you will be serving to are listed. I don't see that this year. Is the-
At the fair?
Yeah.
Technically, the beer tent has to close at midnight. So on the extension is what you're asking?
Yeah.
We always ask for an extension till 1 so they can quit selling at midnight, but we don't close, because it's hard to chase them all out because we have a band that's still playing.
I'm sorry, I may have gotten ahead of myself. The extension is later.
Yeah, it was
Next
on-
page.
Oh, yes,
It's on the next page.
it's on the,
Pause that question. Pause
so,
that
so the beer tent technically, we gotta quit selling at midnight, but the time we get everybody out of there, it doesn't really close till 1 o'clock.
That makes sense. Now I see it. Thank you.
So- And that's only for Friday and Saturday night of the two, of the fair. So,
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, number 21, approval of Monroe County Support Services extending hours of operation at the Monroe County Fair Beer Garden on Friday, July 24th and Saturday, July 25th at Recreation Park.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So we have a motion to approve in a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 22, approval temporary Class B beer license application by the Tomah Lions Club for the Tomah, for the Tomah Area Historical Society 2026 car show and concert to be held on May 2nd, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
So we have a motion to approve in a
I'm
second.
sorry, who was the second? Peter?
I'm going to recuse myself from voting on this.
Sounds good. Thanks. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 23, approval of special event outdoor cabaret license for American music programs in Gillette Park.
That's Scott.
for 7 Americana Music in the Park concert events in June, July, and August of 2026.
Motion to
Motion
approve.
to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Any further discussion?
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And item number 24, approval, recommendation concerning the resolution for the payment of the monthly bills.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion to adjourn into closed session.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85. 1B is considering dismissal of the motion of licensing or discipline of any public employee or person licensed by a board or commission, or in the investigation of charges against such person, or considering the grant or denial of tenure for the university faculty member, or the taking of a formal action against them in such a matter provided the faculty member or other public employee or person licensed to give an actual notice of any extra hearing which may be required, final action being taken, and of the meeting in which final action may be taken. The notice shall contain a statement that the person has a right to give evidentiary hearing or meeting be held in open session. This paragraph and part F do not apply to any such evidentiary hearing or meeting where the employer person licensed for placement in open session is held. Discussion regarding the administrative investigation on 2026. Approval, recommendation concerning the possible dismissal of the city employee that meets specific conditions that require common council approval. Number 1, deliberation or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business when the competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Approval, recommendation regarding the negotiation of sale of property D and the developer agreement for a housing project on property D. Discussion, consideration of negotiating the sale and or exchange of real property for property E. Approval, recommendation regarding the contract for city attorney services. Approval, sublease terms regarding property B. Chapter 1, subpart G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning the strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or likely to become involved. Discussion update regarding the litigation case 1-2026. Discussion update regarding litigation case 2-2026. Discussion initial notification of possible litigation in case number 3-2026.
No.
Oh,
Move to closed session.
It's already moved.
We already
Second,
did.
and a second, you just need to
so
vote.
now we're looking for, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're in closed session.
Repeat after me. I, Paul Dwyer,
I, Paul Dwyer,
having been elected to the office of mayor,
having been elected to the office of mayor,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Richard Yarrington,
I, Richard Yarrington,
having been elected to the office of Alderperson District 2,
having been elected to the position of Alderperson District 2,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
swear I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability,
will faithfully discharge the duties to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Oh, now you're chained for another.
Raise your right hand and please repeat after me. I, Sean Zabinski,
I, Sean Zabinski,
having been elected to the office of Alderperson District 4,
having been elected to the office of Alderperson District 4,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Daniel Kriego,
I, Daniel Kriego,
having been elected to the office of Alderperson District 6,
having been elected to the office of Alderperson District 6,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah, same to you. Been elected to the office of Alderman District 8.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
Asking for much. Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
We're going to call the meeting to order on Monday, April 20th, 2026 at 6:30 PM. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll continue with roll call.
Okay, Paul Dwyer,
Here.
Travis Schulze,
Here.
Richard Garrington,
Present.
John Glenn,
Here.
Sean Zavinski. Here. Mitchell Kale,
Here.
Daniel Kriego,
Here.
Nellie Pater, Dean Peterson.
Here. Okay. Is there anyone wishing or desiring to appear before council? Eric Devine?
Yes.
State your name and your address.
My name is Eric Devine, 413 Nicholas Street, Tomah, Wisconsin. Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Eric Devine. I'm a resident of District 6, a 20-year military veteran, and currently a member of the Monroe Board of Supervisors. I am here tonight to address the standards of conduct and the consistent enforcement of city ordinance, specifically Tomah Municipal Code Chapter 52, that are vital to the integrity of our local government. During the recent election cycle, a narrative was frequently shared, including by those now sitting on this body, that residents who have called Tomah home for only 5 or 6 years are outsiders. This is a dangerous and exclusionary rhetoric for our city. Approximately 1/3 of Tomah's population consists of transplants and veterans whose chose this community as their permanent home. To imply these residents who pay taxes, serve our churches, and contribute to our growth lack the standing to lead simply because of their birthplace is slight to the very people who keep Tomah moving forward. We must decide if we are a community that welcomes service or one that gatekeeps it. Integrity in this chamber is paramount. During this campaign, a personal video was recorded within this council chamber, circulated on social media with a false caption attributing words to me that were never spoken. While public meetings are open for recording, those recordings to manufacture lies is a breach of the professional standard our community should expect from its leaders. If we allow the official proceedings of the city to be used as a backdrop for fabricated misinformation, we degrade the dignity of the seats you currently hold. I ask this council to consider how we protect the integrity of words spoken in this room. Finally, we must address the equal application of our laws. Tomah Municipal Code Section 52 and Wisconsin State Statute 86.19 are not suggestions, they are the law. Throughout this cycle, I observed documented at least 18 instances of code violations regarding signage in the public right-of-ways and easements that were allowed to remain standing. When a city staff or officials are complacent in enforcing these statutes, it creates an uneven playing field and signals that the law is optional for some and mandatory for others. I am formally asking for a review of our enforcement protocols to enforce the future cycles are governed by law, not by selective compliance. I ran a campaign as a quiet professional because I believe results matter more than accolades. I will continue to serve this county with the same dedication. However, I urge this council to hold itself and its members to a standard that values facts over twisting words and respects every resident of Tomah. Thank you for your time.
Is there anyone else who desires to appear before council? Hearing none or seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 3. So we have the employee of the month. The employee of the month for February, because we did not award it in time, was or is Marvin Poff. Started with the Public Works Department on 5/13/2024. Marv's positive attitude makes working together a joy and has a direct impact on his colleagues. Marv is always willing to help in any situation and truly enjoys helping others. No matter the challenge, he has an eagerness to find a solution. It is not very often you hear him say, "I can't do that." When he says he's going to do something, you can count on him to get it done. He is a great asset to our team, and we enjoy working with him every day. That was Megan Suida, office manager. And the employee for March, employee of the month for March is Dr. John Berry, Senior and Disabled Services Aide, is an exemplary employee who willingly goes above and beyond to get things done. John is very kind and caring, and this is reflected in his daily customer service skills at the Cooper Rosh Senior Center. We have received numerous feedbacks from members and customers of his kindness and willingness to serve. John uses work time productively and demonstrates self-initiative. An example is seeing a need and creating an opportunity to take pictures and have catalogs of sorts created on unique pieces of durable medical equipment. We have that referral source may be looking for or to meet their current client's needs. John saw that the second floor walls needed painting, volunteered to paint the line dance room, and ended up painting a couple upstairs rooms. He sometimes sees little maintenance things that need to be done, checks to see if it's okay to fix them, brings the tools from his home, and takes care of it. John is quietly full of energy. Besides his part-time working hours, he volunteers in a number of groups offered at the senior center. For example, John takes care of the technology and getting line dance videos on the laptop and TV screens, and does the same for the American Sign Language class, and also assists with the videos and TV when needed for wellness, exercise, and chair yoga groups. John also teaches the American Sign Language class. He fills in
when the regular line dance facilitator is gone. Even though John volunteers for several community organizations, such as St. Clair's Health Mission of Monroe County, he willingly changes his work schedule to accommodate the senior center's changing needs. John is passionate with his fundraising opportunities as they come up. For example, he made and sold popcorn on Friday night at the indoor Tomah Vendors Market at Amy's Hub in downtown Tomah. John is an asset to the department and to the city of Tomah. Thank you, John, for all you do. So the mayor's update, monthly update is this. I want to welcome our new council member, Mr. Dan Kriegel. I hope you find this interesting and fulfilling.
I really do.
So we're going to move on to the reorganizational meeting.
Mayor, before we move on. Given the comments that were brought to the council tonight, I know that sign ordinance has been something that was reviewed from time to time, and I don't know where that left off, but if it would be appropriate this time to recommend, and I'd put it in the form of a motion if needed, but I think that should go back to the ordinance committee to have another look at it and how we enforce it. I still see signs in the median on Main Street from time to time, and I know that's something that this body decided we didn't want, so maybe it is time to review that ordinance and see how we can properly enforce it. So if needed, in the form of a motion, I would make a motion to send that ordinance back to the ordinance committee for review.
I don't think we can make a motion.
I don't think so, but
Agenda.
I think we're,
This
It's
agenda
not on the
item is
agenda.
a monthly update, which doesn't indicate that a vote would be called for during the update.
future agenda item.
It could certainly, be future agenda item. It would
Because it's
really,
not on the
it
agenda.
would really be up to the chair of this body if you wanted to entertain a motion, but this is the monthly update.
Is it not this body's right to send any topic to committee for review? It's not, we're not voting on necessarily changing an ordinance or voting on anything. We just would like a committee to review something.
Yeah, if during the monthly update, you're making a motion to send something to committee, I think that would be acceptable.
And that's all I'm saying.
I would defer to the city attorney on that.
I mean, it's under the, if you're gonna put it somewhere. You're going to put it somewhere. There we go. If you're gonna put it somewhere, as you mentioned, the chair has the ability, along with the clerk and the city administrator, to make it so, I don't have a problem with it being there. If anybody wants to entertain that, I guess you need a second, so.
So we have a motion to bring the ordinance back, sign ordinance back to the ordinance committee. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Peterson. Is there any further discussion?
I guess I thought we already had this discussed. Maybe it's more of a compliance thing on the.
Right, but we got to
But I think that.
review we have to review the ordinance.
But, I think the ordinance was we've already gone through the ordinance. I thought maybe it's just a compliance through the zoning department. Maybe they're just not quite.
I guess I don't,
Since there's a motion and a second on the floor, I can provide additional context to discussion. There has been discussion with really with both the long-range planning committee and the planning commission about amending the sign ordinance to actually be less restrictive. This motion, correct me if I'm wrong, is coming about because of the open comment period and what sounds like a citizen's concern that there was not proper enforcement of the ordinance. So it could go either way. I think there is a solid justification for sending the chapter 52 back to the ordinance committee and saying, please pay attention to the sign code and let us know if you think anything should be amended. However, think Alderperson Kale's bringing up a valid point, which is this probably speaks a little bit more to enforcement of the code, which would fall within the administrator's realm to then follow up with a department head and potentially report back to this body if it's that much of a concern.
I guess just to clarify my concern a bit more is if we have any code in the city that is difficult to enforce, either we have to find a way to enforce it or look at rewriting the code. So that's why I'd ask for the review. Is that code what we want? Is it enforceable? And if that committee says yes, it is what we want, and then it can move to how do we enforce it. That's
I totally understand that. I guess my thing is, we don't, I mean, I've been on council, we've never made a motion for public comment to do something.
No, I think you're right, we haven't, but that, I think we can.
If I can add, I would love to have a review of it. I would love to be able to tell that side of the story, so a review would be great. I would be happy with that.
If we are talking about an enforcement issue, my recommendation would be, I get with the zoning administrator in the morning and we conduct that review. I will say, our code enforcement officer, since beginning employment with the city in November, has done an exceptional job chipping away at a 2-year backlog of code violations. We have thousands of code violations that are not yet reported in the city. So we're trying to prioritize as best we can. I think the biggest concern for this body as your senior advisor would be that if there's a concern amongst the community regards to political signage and whether or not there's fair application, that does speak to the integrity of the election process, I wouldn't say, but certainly the campaign process, and then how city staff is equally enforcing those codes. So I think we can attack this from 2 angles: a legislative angle of sending to the Citizen Ordinance Committee to review the ordinance, and then from the administrative angle, I'll follow up with staff and just see if there was any evidence that provides reasonable suspicion that there was deliberate intent to unevenly enforce the code to benefit one political candidate over another, which would be a gross violation of the city employee code of ethics.
I'm gonna make a comment on this, if I may. I mean, in previous elections, I've witnessed city staff removing political signs from other property owners' properties. I did not witness that this election cycle. What I did witness was signs of candidates in a bunch of different places. Now, I was not running in this race. I don't have a horse in this race. But what I saw from previous staff members that no longer work at the city of Tomah, removing political signs from property owners that was not actually able, they were legally placed, and we had staff removing them. So when we look at something like this, we're opening up a can of worms. I don't like the idea of removing any political signs. Now, I mean, that's just my opinion on that aspect, but I look at what we did 4 years ago in an election, and we had our staff actually removing political signs, and now we didn't remove any of them, and we have issue on both sides. So where's the actual happy middle on this?
Well,
So we're not talking about what to do, really.
I
The
know.
motion is, are we sending
I'm
it
just-
Back so that we
to, so
can
I'm just
decide what.
point of order.
I make that
Yeah.
statement that what happened.
so we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Okay, so we are going to move on to the reorganizational part of the meeting, mayoral appointments. We need to elect a president of the council. Are there any nominations for president of the council?
I nominate John Glenn.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? I need a motion to close nominations.
Close nominations.
A motion to close nominations.
Second.
Second. All in favor of John Glenn for council president, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, John.
Thanks, guys.
We need to elect a vice president of the council. Are there any nominations?
I recommend nominating Travis Schulze.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll nominate Mitch Cool.
Mitch Kale? Are there any other nominations?
I'll make a motion to close nominations.
I have a motion to close, second by Richard. How are we gonna do this, by raise?
All in favor, you gotta,
Secret
All,
ballot.
yeah,
just all in favor of closing the nominations.
all in favor of closing nominations?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Nominations are closed. We're going to the vote.
Okay, here.
Arts and crafts, Deb. Oh, yeah, we do have big ones. There's a stack.
Mitch. Travis. Mitch. Travis. Travis. Travis.
Four Schulze. Right? That's correct, sorry.
Mitch. Travis. Oh, yeah, one short.
Yes, says now he's done, yep.
So Travis wins. He has 4 votes. Congratulations, Travis.
And John agrees not to miss any meetings.
Especially ones with closed sessions.
Okay. City Attorney, Penny Precor, term expires 2027. She's the state place, right?
That's if they approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Schulze, a second by Peterson. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Our official newspaper, Monroe County Herald.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Garrington, second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion?
There was a clerical error. I had left off the term. The term would expire in 2027 for the record.
2027, okay. It's duly noted. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Weed Commissioner, Brandy Lease, Director of Public Works and Utilities, term expires 2027.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Zabinski, a second by Glenn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Official City Council and Committee of the Whole Broadcaster, Hagen Sports Media, term expires 2027.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Peterson, a second by Yarrington. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ambulance Commission, Kerwin Guinos, citizen member, term expires 2029. Brady Sorensen, non-citizen member, term expires 2029. And Sandra Vierk, citizen member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Kale, a second by Zabinski. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Board of Appeals, Eric Devine, citizen member, term expires 2029. Rick Murray, first alternate, term expires 2029. And Brian Rice, certified builder, term expires 2029. Oh, yes, clerical error on Devine. It should be D-E-V-I-N-E instead of E-I-E-N.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Peterson, a second by Zabinski. Any further discussion?
Question.
Go ahead.
First alternate, I don't recall ever seeing that. What is that position? Is that something new?
No, it's been on there, and it's been on our contact list for several years. So in the ordinance, it provides for a first alternate member and a second alternate member to serve on the board if two of the appointed members can't be there. So it's to ensure, because this board really only meets on an as-needed basis, is to ensure that we can get a quorum when we need a quorum.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 is Board of Review. Daniel Kriego, alderperson member, term expires 2027. Sean Zabinski, alderperson member, term expires 2027. And Mitch Kale, alderperson member, term expires 2027.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Peterson, a second by Schulze. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Convention and Visitor Bureau Board Steering Committee. Randy Murdoch, Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, member, term expires 2027. Travis Schulze, alderperson member, term expires 2027. Nicholas Morales, city management member, term expires 2027. Chris Schreier, Monroe County Egg Society member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Peterson, a second by Zabinski. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Emergency Management Committee. Tim Adler, Director of Public Safety member, term expires 2027. Brandy Lease, Director of Public Works and Utilities member, term expires 2027. Paul Dwyer, Mayor, member, term expires 2028. Jason Herman, Tomah VA Hospital member, term expires 2027. Eric Peterson, Chief of Police member, term expires 2027. Joe Janiszewski, Tomah Area School District member, term expires 2027. Shayla Furlano, Tomah Health member, term expires 2027. Penny Percor, City Attorney member, term expires 2027. And Jared Tessman, Monroe County Emergency Management Coordinator member, term expires 2027.
Move to approve.
Motion by Kale. Who seconded?
Second.
Second by Yerington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ethics Board, Paul Dwyer, Mayor, temp member, term expires 2028.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Zabinski, a second by Glenn. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Historic Preservation Commission, Daniel Kriego, alderperson member, term expires 2028. Teresa Devine, citizen member, term expires 2029. Sean Zabinski, Long Range Planning Committee member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Glenn. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Tomah Housing Authority, Brian Forsythe, member, term expires 2031.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Zabinski, a second by Yarrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Joint City School Planning Committee, Michelle Clark, Tomah Area School District Member, term expires 2027. Spencer Stevens, Tomah Area School District Member, term expires 2027. Michael Genevico, Tomah Area School District Member, term expires 2027. Michael Hanson, Tomah Area School Member, term expires July of 26. Frank Redmond, Tomah Area School District Member, term begins July of 26, expires 27. Nicholas Morales, City Administrator Member, term expires 2027. Eric Peterson, Chief of Police Member, term expires 2027. Nellie Pater, Alderperson Member, term expires 2027. Mitch Kale, Alderperson Member, term expires 2027.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Peterson, a second by Zabinski. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Lake Committee is item 20. Travis Schulze, Lake District Resident Member, appointed as chairperson by mayor, term expires 2029. Richard Yarrington, Alderperson Member, term expires 2027. Dwayne Chapman, Drainage Residential Member, term expires 2029. Crystal Rayton, Lake District Resident Member, term expires 2029. Dan Kilgo, Lake District Resident Member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, a second by Kale. Any further discussion?
Question. The appointment of Travis by chair that in the past has always been elected by the committee.
The ordinance does not state that the committee elects its own chair, as it does for the other commissions and committees where that occurs. So unless it's in a bylaw, which I'm not tracking, that the Lake Committee has recorded bylaws with the city clerk, then I would defer to the city attorney, but that would grant the mayor the ability to appoint the chair since it was not specified, again, as it is in the ordinance for other committees where it says they will elect a chair and a vice chair.
Correct, and then it's subject to approval of this council.
And I could pull the ordinance up if you would like
Just a
confirmation.
question, because like I said, in the past it's always been elected by the committee.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 21, Library Board, Jesse Erickson, Citizen Member, term expires 2029. Candace Zeems, Citizen Member, term expires 2029. Adam Baltz, Tomah Area School District Member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Peterson, a second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 22, Long Range Planning Committee. Paul Dwyer, Mayor, Tomah, expires 2028. Sean Zabinski, Alderperson Member, term expires 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, a second by Glenn. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 23, Parks and Recreation Commission. Dean Peterson, Alderperson Member, term expires 2027. Travis Schulze, Alderperson Member, term expires 2027. Dee Dee Nelson, Citizen Member, term expires 2029. Scott Brand, Mayoral Appointment Member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Kale, a second by Zabinski. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Planning Commission, John Glenn, Alderperson member, term expires 2027. Mitch Kale, Alderperson member, term expires 2027. Paul Dwyer, Mayor, member, term expires 2028. Brian Meyer, citizen member, term expires 2029. Tina Thompson, citizen member, term expires 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, a second by Zabinski. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 25, Police and Fire Commission. Darren Price, citizen member, term expires 2031.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Kale, a second by
Everybody's.
Zabinski, or Richard Yarrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 26 is Public Works and Utilities Commission. Travis Schultze, Alderperson member, term expires 2027. John Glenn, Alderperson member, term expires 2027. Dean Peterson, Alderperson member, term expires 2027. Mitch Kale, Alderperson member, term expires 2027. Brian Rice, citizen member, term expires 2028. And Paul Dwyer, Mayor, member, term expires 2028.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Zabinski, a second by Yarrington. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 27, Senior and Disabled Services Board member. Paul Dwyer, Mayor, member, Tomah, member, term expires 2028. Jenna Mosier, citizen member, term expires 2028. Lori Shumway, citizen member, term expires 2028. Sean Zabinski, Alderperson member, term expires 2028.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, a second by Schulze. Any further discussion?
Yes. In this board, along with numerous others, you can see several citizen members listed. Just want to take a second to publicly thank those members of the community for stepping up and serving on boards. I know it's hard to fill those spots as the mayor. I'm sure you struggled to get them all full, but a heartfelt thank you to those citizens that are serving on those committees.
I agree. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We are going to move on now to the consent agenda. We need a motion for, do I read all these at once, right? Approval of minutes from March 17th, 2026. Approval of temporary Class B fermented malt beverage and temporary Class B wine license application by Monroe County Support Services for the Budweiser Dairyland Super National Truck and Tractor Pull being held July 24th through the 27th of 2026. Approval of temporary Class B fermented malt beverage and temporary Class B wine license application for Monroe County Support Services for the Monroe County Fair being held July 22nd through the 26th, 2026. Approval of Monroe County Support Services extended hours of operation at Monroe County Fair Beer Garden on Friday, July 24th and Saturday, July 25th, 2026 at Recreation Park. Item 32, approval of temporary Class B beer license application for Tomah Lions Club for the Tomah Area Historical Society 2026 Car Show and Concert to be held on May 2nd, 2026. Item 33, approval of special events outdoor cabaret license for American music programs in Gillette Park for 7 Americana Music in the Park concert events in June, July, and August of 2026. Item 34, approval of recommendation concerning the resolution for the payment of monthly bills.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Schulze and a second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, one thing, I just wanted to, touch base. Part of that, meeting, we did some leases with Toro and a landowner for around our wellhead. Monroe County did not print that correctly. They put in the Herald that we did a $2 lease to Toro. I just wanna make that we did a $2 lease for farmland that protect our wellhead. Toro's lease was not for $2, so I wanna just make sure that it's in the record.
There's also another error in the minutes in regards to the boat dock length. The minutes read that I asked a question if the change had been before the lake committee. That is incorrect. I made a comment, the reason for the change was the increase in the size of boats extending beyond the current dock ordinance limit. So it was extended to match the current lake, boats on the lake.
So that's an addition and correction.
So do you need a motion to approve the additions and corrections?
No.
Right, so
As
there's a
presented.
motion already on the floor to accept it as is with a second, I believe.
Yes.
And then the discussion happens, so we gotta have that vote first.
Well, I think a vote to approve would vote everything in that package as it's presented. If we want to make corrections to anything, we need to have that item removed from the consent agenda. We can discuss it separately, but right now, we're approving everything in that package.
Right, absent there
Yeah.
being something
Yeah.
different, but that was the motion on the floor.
My part doesn't need a
Right.
mine was just a discussion, because it's correct in the agenda, but publicly I wanted to tell that, because it was brought up that we're giving land for $2.
I just think if Alderperson Yerington wants a correction to the minutes, we should take that out and then discuss that separately.
I would so move to remove the item 28 from the consent agenda.
For future discussion.
Second?
So we have a motion and a second to remove item 28 from the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now, we still have a motion and a second on the floor for the consent agenda as without item 28 in there. Is there any further discussion on that? So all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. So do we bring that back right away or what?
You would call for a vote for,
I make a motion to amend the approval of minutes of March 17, 2026, for what Richard, or Alderperson Yerington stated.
Do you need me to repeat what I want deleted?
second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to the Committee of the Whole. Item 35, a request to appear has been made by Isabel Ellen Dixon for reconsideration of granting her a beverage operator's license. Is Isabel here? State your name and your address, please.
Isabella Dixon, 100 Wisconsin Street, Camp Douglas.
Floor is yours.
So I applied to get my bartending license and ended up getting denied because of there's a question asking me if I was convicted of anything in the last 6 months, drug related or alcohol related, and I put no, thinking that it was from when it happened, but it was from when we went through the court system, which was in April of 25, and I did it in September of 24, so I didn't really understand the question, and they denied me because of that. And then I was supposed to be here last Monday, but I got told it was the second Tuesday of April, so I was gonna come here on Tuesday, and then I got a call saying that you guys called my name, and I wasn't here, so.
I make a motion to approve granting her operating license.
So we have a motion and by Kale, a second by Kriego to approve her for reconsideration of granting her a beverage operator's license. Is there any further discussion?
Question for the chief, if you don't mind.
Sure. Go ahead, Alderperson Schulze.
Chief, after reviewing the application, anything outside of the error and that, is there any concern with the application?
No, I believe Ms. Dixon's, she provided a statement. I believe that's accurate. I believe it was an honest mistake. If she were to resubmit, it would be approved without any reservation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As we talked today, it was 12 months ago,
Yeah.
So is there any further discussion?
Is this motion to reconsider, or is it to actually accept?
To accept her.
except, so she has a license on.
Just to make sure it's understanding.
Correct. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for showing up.
Have a good night.
Move on to the library board. Approval, addition of 20-hour per week maximum seasonal library page to the Tomah Public Library's organizational chart and positions count funded by the library trust.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Yarrington, a second by Zabinski. Is there any other discussion?
How
Here.
long, how long will the library trust be able to fund that for the library?
Did you want me to come up there?
Please.
I just want to make sure that we can fund it before.
Hi, everybody. I brought Trish Kafratic with me. She's familiar with the increase in books that we are getting as a result of the Winding Rivers library system when we joined the system. And that's why we're bringing this to you, is because we want to make sure that we have enough people to get all those books put away. Would you say there's been a significant increase in the amount of books?
Absolutely, and then when summer reading program starts, we have extra children in and out of the building, the workload will increase further.
So to your question, I'm sorry I went off on a tangent, but to your question about how long we'd be able to fund this, well, it is a position that does have no benefits at all. At a maximum, I believe when I did the numbers, it would be $5,000. So with that in mind, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for me or perhaps for Trish? None? Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Irma.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Parks and Rec Commission, approval of final execution, negotiation of easements to the city of Tomah with 2 landowners for the purpose of constructing a multi-use trail. Trail was authorized by a resolution number 2025-04-15-06.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Schulze, a second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion?
The second was by Glenn.
Oh, was it Glenn? Oh,
Weird.
I heard John's motion. It's okay. You can type in whoever you want. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Public Works and Utilities Commission, discussion and potential action, airport hangar fees increase.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Peterson, a second by Arrington. Any further discussion?
Question.
Go ahead, Alderperson Schulze.
Administrator Morales, does this kind of fall in line with that same level of increase that we've seen in other fees?
Yes, and Public Works and Utilities Department did an analysis of other municipal airports, and this is a comparable system that would be implemented. Director Lease, is that correct? Correct.
I certainly don't think it's too much, I just wanted to make sure it was enough. Thank you.
So is there any further discussion?
I have something.
Go ahead, John.
I just wanted to thank Director Elise's work on this because it was very well written and thought out. It's a good plan. It's gonna, well, it's gonna be making the airport help pay for itself, but it's also not gonna discourage people from being here, and that's where federal funds and funds that are available are based on airport usage. So I think it's like best of both worlds, and it'll make things right for the people in Tomah. So it was a good job. Thanks, Director Elise.
Go ahead.
John, you weren't at the meeting when we discussed this at Public Works, but you're okay with the increases and the amounts? You didn't think it was too much or too little?
No, it's great, and it's taken a bit. Some of the tax laws changed for the way hangars are taxed and things, and this is it's a great idea and makes it how it should be.
I just want to make sure you were behind it.
Oh, yeah.
You're kind of the expert on the airport.
No, it's good. The only discussion that I had at Public Works was the T-haters, and the price on those versus like Sparta's T-haters, but.
Sure. Like, I agree. It's good.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Move on to the general. Approval recommendation concerning tabled vote on meeting minutes from February 17th, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Arrington, a second by Schulze. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval, date and time for Local Government 101 and Parliamentary Procedure Training for City Council and Chairpersons of governmental bodies. Staff recommendations of 3 to 5 p.m. on Thursday, May 7th, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Schulze, a second by Peterson. Is there any further discussion?
Question. If your work schedule does not allow you to be here during that time, will that be made available either online or by a disc, or can we come in and view it? Or do you have an alternate plan, I should say?
Want to address that, Administrator Morales?
We could schedule an alternate date for those that can't make the primary. I don't have an alternate date to propose right now, but I can go back and look at the calendar this week, and then I can give it to the mayor, and we can push that alternate date out and see if that works for those that can't make the primary.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, before we vote, would it be pertinent to get a kind of view of who can and cannot make that date? Because I wouldn't approve it if 3/4 of the council can't be there.
I don't have a problem with that, I guess.
May you show of hands? Who can make it?
Who can make it?
I think I can make it.
On May 7th.
Who cannot make it?
Who cannot make
Oh,
it?
okay.
Mine is kind of really iffy.
3 of them? 4?
Can or can't?
So.
That's half.
Probably do contract for one or two.
We'll go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
I'm assuming person Peter has to work.
Okay,
There is a motion and a second on the table.
If we could continue discussion for just a
Yep.
second.
Yep.
Last year when we did this, I think we did it during the the lunch break, because it was a day meeting. And we were able to get every single member on the council there. So it sounds like 3 to 5 p.m. is tough, because elected officials have day jobs. But are we able to do the lunchtime meeting, or does this need to be another late night meeting?
I could do lunch that day, it's just at 4:30 we have a direct meeting.
I can do lunch as well.
Yeah.
I work out of town.
And you really need the training.
Only got 16 years and I'm worried about it, but
Called you right out.
Do it lunch, I can do lunch.
Okay, so everybody but Alderperson Peterson did a lunch.
Because I don't know where I'll be
So maybe we could switch, for the primary, we change that time to noon on the 7th, and then we come up with an alternate date that is after 5 p.m. or probably closer to 6. 6.
better for me. To be sure I'm here to 5.
Can you Zoom over your lunch? We Zoom in? Can you Zoom in over your lunch?
Mayor, I would amend my motion to change the time of that to noon on Thursday the 7th with a secondary option to be scheduled.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion by Schulze, a second by Glenn. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Okay, item 41, approval of fiscal year 2026 downtown facade improvement grant program. That was a lot to read, but
Motion to approve.
Second.
we have a motion by Schulze, a second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion?
Question?
Go ahead, Alderperson Schulze.
Administrator Morales, how much funding is left in that program?
This $20,000 will come from the TID-8 fund. It was approved in the fiscal year 2026 budget. So we had that $20,000 surplus. It will now be a larger surplus with the forgiveness of the sewer utility advance, but it will be coming from the TID-8 fund, and it was budgeted for this fiscal year.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Item 42, adjourn to closed session pursuant Wisconsin statutes 19.85.
Motion to close session.
Second.
We have a motion by Peterson, a second by Kale. To move to closed session, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We are in closed session. Considering dismissal, demotion, licensing, or discipline of any public employee or person licensed by a board or commission, or the investigation of charges against such person, or considering the grant or denial or tenure for a university faculty member and taking a formal action on any such matter. Provided that the faculty member or other public employee or person licensed is given actual notice of any evidentiary hearing which may be held prior to final action being taken and at any meeting at which final actions may be taken. The notice shall contain a statement that the person has the right to demand that the evidentiary hearing or meeting be held in open session. This paragraph and paragraph F do not apply to any such evidentiary hearing or meeting where the employee or the person's license requested that an open session be held. Discussion update regarding administrative investigation 1-26. Approval of recommendations concerning the possible disciplinary action of a city employee that meets specific conditions that would require common council approval. 1, subparagraph E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, investing of public funds, or conducting other specific business, public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Approval or recommendations regarding negotiating the sale of property D and the developer agreement for a housing project on property B. Discussion of consideration of negotiating the sale and/or exchange of the real property for property E. Approval recommendation regarding the contract for city attorney service. Approval of sublease terms regarding property B. 1, subparagraph G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is likely to become involved. Discussion update regarding litigation case 1-26. Discussion update regarding litigation case 2-2026. Discussion of initial notification of possible litigation case 3-2026.